Hello, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Tuesday, and it's August 18th. Now, first let me tell you about the meetings that we have. We have the third board meeting, which will follow our program this morning, directly after This Day. And if you would like to participate in that meeting, you can do so by signing into Laguna Woods Village alerts.com/meetings. And while the meeting is going on, you could email a question you might have to meetings. Actually, just take a look here. You email to meetings@vmsinc.org, or you can phone in your question to 949-268-2020. Now, we have a couple of announcements before we go into telling you who's on our show today. There has been issued a flex alert. The heat has been really bad yesterday as well as through tomorrow night, possibly into Thursday. So the flex alert, we want to just tell you about it. The California Independent System Operator issued a statewide flex alert, and it will go into effect, actually went into effect yesterday, and it will happen tonight and tomorrow from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. And because of the heat wave, we will be seeing potential rolling blackouts and outages. So set your air conditioning to 78 degrees. And there's a variety of other things that you can do, but if you would like to know more about it, you can go to flexalert.org, you can go to sce.com, or you could call their customer service line at 800-655-4555, and we will post all of the information on our website, LagunaWoodsVillageAlerts.com. Now, last night, many of you may have heard the bombing that was going on. Now, of course, this is just the military at Camp Pendleton that are doing their thing, practicing. So if you would like to know, there is a schedule that you can take a look at, and we will have that on our website as well, LagunaWoodsVillageAlerts.com. All right, on our show today, we have Katie Porter, Congresswoman Katie Porter, and Melissa Pender. And they're going to talk to us about how their office can help you get to the bottom line if you are having any difficulties with a federal agency like Social Security and a variety of other things. So we're going to talk to them about that. And then also, we have some community information that we will share with you. Let's go to our resources that we normally have for you, which is our ochealthinfo.com, where you can get all of your information for COVID-19, cdc.gov, covid19.ca.gov, and then, of course, the hotline is 714-834-2000. Our website, LagunaWoodsVillageAlerts.com, is available to you. And also, if you have any questions, you can email them to info@LagunaWoodsVillage.com. As I mentioned, the heat is going to be quite warm. The weather's going to be quite warm today. We have heat advisories for the next 3 days. We also hope to be cooling down by Saturday, but not by much. We have a heat advisory today, 95, 73. Tomorrow, 92, 72. Thursday, 93, 72, 90, 72, and then 89, 73. Pretty darn warm. Our sunrise this morning was 6:15, and our sunset will be at 7:34. And thank you so much to Rita Edwards. Rita sent in a very lovely photo of the beautiful rocks in Arizona. That looks quite high, Rita. I hope you didn't scale that. But nonetheless, if you did, that would be pretty much a miracle. So there you go, beautiful. Now, if you have something gorgeous that you found on one of your vacations, please email it to us at LagunaWoodsVillageTV@gmail.com. When we return, we will have Katie Porter, so stay tuned.
Summer is here. Diane's Hallmark has everything you need to make summer cool. From clothing to jewelry to unique one-of-a-kind gifts, Diane's Hallmark is the place to go. Diane's also has a large religious section as well. Come in today to see it all. Diane's Hallmark is located in the Walmart Shopping Center. You may know AgeWell for delivering life-saving Meals on Wheels to homebound seniors, but did you know they keep seniors active and engaged at 10 modern centers? Serve nutritious congregate meals amid friendly surroundings, transport seniors safely to and from appointments, and provide much-needed equipment and other essential services. Now, this vital nonprofit organization needs your support to sustain its mission. This is AgeWell Senior Services. Won't you make it yours?
Welcome back. Well, today I am joined by Congresswoman Katie Porter and Melissa Pender, who is the Director of Constituent Services and Outreach. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, well, you know what, Melissa, I have never met you, so very nice to meet you. And of course, Katie, always a pleasure. You're always so much fun to interview, and you are a wealth of information. And I'm sure this will not be any different than any other time that I've interviewed you. So thank you both. So a lot's been going on, and I know we'll kind of at the end talk a little bit about COVID-19 and how it's affected your office. But let's talk about what your office can do, for the residents and for the seniors, because they have lots of questions.
So as part of running a congressional office, one of our primary duties is to help our constituents, and that includes all of the folks living in and near Laguna Woods. And so our office provides help with federal agencies. And so, for example, if you're having a problem with Social Security, with Medicare, with veterans benefits, with the Internal Revenue Service, any kind of federal agency, you can reach out to our office. We'll ask you some questions, get some more information, and then go to work on your behalf.
So, for instance, like if they had something going on with their Social Security, because I know there's a lot of scams going on regarding that. Is that something your office can help them with too?
Yes, so we definitely appreciate hearing from people about any problem with the federal agency. And of course, this is in addition to the fact that we always welcome people to reach out to us and share their opinions about what's going on in this country and about their priorities. But the casework, the ability to directly help individual constituents, is really a separate and important part. So most of the people who reach out to us are expressing their ideas or their opinions about, we need more funding for this, we need more work, we need to protect Social Security and Medicare, we need to safeguard our post office, for example. But casework is really about what's happening to an individual person or an individual family. So Melissa can give a great example of a kind of case that I think will illustrate what exactly we do.
Okay, and good. So Melissa, before you tell me about the case that you worked on, can you give me a little background on you?
Sure. So my name is Melissa. I joined this team a few months ago during the pandemic. So it's all been virtual, but we've been making it work. And so I practiced law for about 3 years before I decided to move to the government space. I worked in another congressional office for about a year. And then in May, I ended up in Congresswoman Porter's office. So this type of work that I'm doing is really what I love to do. I love to help people, especially when it comes to cutting through red tape of the federal government and helping them resolve the issues that are the most important thing going on in their lives a lot of the time. So when we can help someone with something like that, it's so rewarding, and it really is, in my opinion, the best way that I can be of service to the constituents of the 45th.
So if someone was to call, would you be the first person that they would be in contact with?
Oftentimes, yes. Sometimes if they reach the general office number, they might speak first to an assistant or an intern, but then immediately that message is given to me and I return a call. I also have a few other staff members who help me with casework in varying departments and varying ways. So it's possible that you might talk to one of those people, but I'm always involved in every case, especially if something gets complicated or there's a particularly worried or concerned constituent. I'm always happy to talk to anyone and look closely at their case and work on it with them.
Okay. So Katie, just out of curiosity, Melissa said she's been there for a few months. Did you find that with COVID-19 and everything going on, did you need additional help?
Well, we definitely saw an increase in people reaching out during COVID-19, and definitely a big increase in people whose situations were very urgent. They were very worried about whether they were going to be able, for example, to get help for their small business. And they were hearing stories that the deadlines were coming or that the programs were not going to have full funding. So we definitely prioritized those calls. And one of the things I'm really proud of is that every single member of our team in DC and here in the 45th District during the height of COVID-19 personally returned phone calls. That includes me, that includes our staff members, our legislative team, all of us were working to get answers to constituents. And one of the things that we've seen is there are still some ongoing problems, for example, with people getting their economic impact payment, the so-called stimulus payment.
Right.
As a result of the federal government going to telework, some of our agencies, the Internal Revenue Service, for example, is behind. So if anyone is not getting an answer from a federal agency and they need one, if they need help cutting through that bureaucratic red tape, if they need the contact, they've been on hold 6 times and they're not getting answers, don't get frustrated, reach out and give Melissa and her team a chance to help. And she mentioned we have some specific staff members who work in certain areas. A great example of this is we have a dedicated fellow who works particularly on service member and veterans issues. And I think those are some of the most rewarding cases that we've been able to work on.
Excellent. I have a quick question for you, and I'm not sure if you would be the person to ask, but I will anyway. So I was reading an article this morning about airlines and how the airlines are not refunding people for tickets and things like that, even though I think it was stated that it was something that they had to do by the federal government. So is that something that you could help someone with or not?
So our role in directly intervening is limited to when the problem is with a federal agency.
Okay.
So that's a good example of a problem where I would encourage people to call us and to tell us about it. And we can do what we do a lot of, which is oversight. So we can write a letter to the CEO saying, we're hearing about this problem. This is what the law says. This is what you're doing. But the individual intervention is when the problem is directly with a federal agency. I also want to say one of the things I'm really proud of is the relationship that our office has built with State Assembly member Patty Petrie Norris, because there are overlap. So for example, the federal government stepped up and funded expanded unemployment assistance. But the entity that's cutting those checks is the state employment department. So we work really closely and coordinate. If you're not sure who to reach out to, give us a call and we'll help connect you to the right government official who can be of assistance.
Perfect. Well, that's good to know because, I'm sure people are thinking, okay, well, I need to do this, but I don't know where to go. And so they can contact you. And Cotty had mentioned something like that before too. So Melissa, tell me about the case. You helped a lady named Priscilla?
So Priscilla was actually the daughter. Her mom. Well, so Priscilla had reached out to us because her mom was looking to receive her VA survivor's benefits. She'd lost her husband recently, and her husband had been a veteran. And Priscilla had applied for those benefits correctly through the proper channels and had been following up, and month after month after month was just not really able to get any information. And finally, they told her, expect an answer in November 2020, 14 months later. Wow. And, Priscilla said, my mom is in her 90s and she needs this money and we can't wait that long. So they reached out to our office because Priscilla's mom lives in Lake Forest. And so we were able to contact the Veterans Administration on their behalf. And within 15 days, they not only reviewed the application, but approved it. And her mom started getting a monthly benefit going forward, as well as a retroactive payment to cover the months that had been missing. So that money is very helpful to her, and we're just so happy that we were able to get that done for her.
That's awesome. I hope you're not bombarded with phone calls now.
No, I should say, we want people to reach out to us. So I think one of the things
Absolutely.
I'm really excited about is some of the initiatives that we've been doing to try to make people in the district more aware of these services. So one of the things we've started doing is having, normally we'd have in-person mobile office hours where Melissa would go out into the community and be available for people to come by, bring their paperwork, talk to her face-to-face. We've moved that to be digital for right now, but in essence, it's a way to get an advance appointment set up to talk directly to Melissa about your case. So we encourage people to reach out to our office. If you're not sure, better to get help and to let us know of the problem than to get frustrated or to struggle.
Okay, so what's the process? So they would call, which number should they call first?
Yep, so they can call our main Irvine office, and that number is 949-668-6600. I just want to make sure I got it right. So I'll say it again, 949-668-6600. Or they can go onto our website and it's porter.house.gov. homeowner.gov. And when you go on there, right at the top, there's going to be a Help with Federal Agency tab. And you click on that tab and it'll send you to a form. It'll ask you for some brief information, but we're not going to be collecting anything over that web form that's particularly confidential. It's a basic intake form. And then you're going to get a phone call from somebody or an email from one of our caseworkers, Melissa, or one of her team, to get more detail and figure out how we can move forward.
That's awesome. I mean, you know, since this all began, I feel like most people are really adapting quite well, and they're figuring out a variety of different creative ways to help people, even though you can't be face to face. While we had many challenges at the beginning, now we're kind of caught up and getting used to it. So would you find in your office that both of you are finally figuring out how to navigate everything?
Well, I think we move forward really quickly. And in Orange County, it's hard to remember. The second confirmed case in the United States of COVID-19 actually happened here in Orange County in late January. Wow. So we began to, I think, really ahead of most other offices in the country to plan for this. And so our team has really been working seamlessly. So I think the most important thing is, because people hear things like offices are closed, they don't understand that we may be physically closed, but we are still hard at work and we are still available to the community. And like you said, we're making use of technology and really excited that we have such a tech-savvy community, including our seniors, who are continuing to reach out to us, expressing their opinion and asking for help.
Excellent. Yeah, I remember you and I had a conversation early on, and you know, you were right. It's like you guys were on it and you got, you know, cranking along very quickly. So it's great. And then our seniors obviously are really taking to heart all of the recommendations that they're doing, which is keeping the numbers quite low here in Laguna Woods as a whole. So
absolutely. I mean, you can see on the Orange County maps, and I study those data very, very carefully. The area right around the university and the area of Laguna Woods really stand out for their excellent, thoughtful, and consistent commitment to public health. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of all the people of the 45th District for not only keeping yourselves safe, but making our community safer during this difficult time. So I know our seniors are lonely. We're all tired of being cooped up and tired of these precautions, but it really is working. And it makes me really proud to represent this area.
Yeah, and that's great that you say that, because you're exactly right. Everyone is a little tired of wearing a mask. They're a little tired of staying home and being isolated. Some do get out, but they are definitely taking the precautions very seriously, and including our hospitals and people around are been wonderful. Everybody's been great. So thank you for that. And, you know, let's talk about how COVID-19 has changed the things that you've done and the casework that you've taken on.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we've really been focusing on is trying to let people know about programs that might be available to them. And so we've done that through both direct mail, sending out information to people who, for example, own a small business, letting them know about assistance. We've also been doing a lot of digital events. And you can find those on our webpage. We've done events, for example, on how COVID-19 has affected people with disabilities, because it's meant some real challenges for them, additional challenges for them. We've done one on how and whether health insurance is actually covering the testing that they're supposed to be during COVID-19. We have one coming up on freedom of expression, on human rights. So we're continuing to keep people informed about COVID-19 specific things, but also generally about the issues that they care about. And so a lot of that is visible on our webpage, which is porter.house.gov. You can also follow us on Twitter or Facebook at Rep. Katie Porter. Rep. Katie Porter. Thank you.
Awesome. Wow, you guys are just everywhere. I love it. Now, Melissa, just in closing, you know, what are some things that you're looking forward to here in the next couple months?
So in the next couple of months, we are going to continue to build out our casework operation and focus a lot on really providing that excellent service and what that means in a world where it's harder to meet safely in person. And we've really done our best to connect with every person who needs help and figure out how we can get them to communicate with us, whether it's sending a privacy form in the mail or, you know, using a telephone call, or maybe they have a way that they can get hooked up on the computer. So We've really done our best to do that, and just continuing to build up our outreach and to continue to provide that excellent level of service, and hopefully with more and more people contacting us, because we want to help every single person in the district who needs it.
Great, excellent. And Katie, how about you?
Well, we're obviously continuing to fight for state and local funding. We know that our state services and our local services that help our seniors, that help our kids, our local schools, they need resources from the federal government. And so it's been, I think, 12 weeks now since I voted to pass a bill that would provide that state and local funding. It's still hung up in the Senate, but we know that our states and our communities are having to make budget decisions now and are really working hard to continue to provide support services. And so that's something we're really focused on. We're also working to make sure that nonprofits continue to receive resources, that they're not being hurt by this, because the demands on them are getting higher. So for example, when we did an example of a Facebook Live or conversation we did with Age Well Senior Services, Meals on Wheels OC, and they've expanded what they're doing during the pandemic. But that means that they need support. So we're making sure that our nonprofits also are getting the help that they need during this pandemic. And of course, gearing up to make sure that everyone can vote safely in November.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you both so much. I really appreciate it. Good luck to you in the next coming months. You guys are doing a great job, so thank you.
Thank you so much for having us. We'll be back soon, I hope.
Yes, I hope so too. All right, and we'll be right back after this.
How are you making the most of your life, and do you apply that same devotion to planning your financial future? A train off its tracks goes nowhere. Having a financial plan that is consistent with your lifestyle will keep you on track through your retirement years.
Align Wealth Advisors specializes in creating a financial strategy that best fits your needs and your lifestyle, now and in the future.
Align Wealth Advisors. Life, wealth, balance.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Back. We have a couple of concerts to tell you about for this afternoon. We have one at 12 p.m., which is Ella Henderson, pop, funk, and soul and rock. So she's covered the entire gamut of music. And you can find that on YouTube under Cover Nation. Then we also have Bad Religion, which is more of a rock concert, and that'll be at 4 p.m. And you would register at powerhousearena.com. Also today, we have a very nice discussion, which is put on by Monarch Healthcare, and it's called Love in the Time of COVID-19. Now, it is from 2 to 3 p.m. today, and they are going to cover all sorts of things with the social distancing, wearing a mask, maybe you're on a dating app, and how do you go about actually doing the whole dating thing during this whole COVID thing? So if you would like information on this or you would like to participate, you can RSVP to jpayne, Jpayne, at mhealth.com. And upon receiving the email, they will go ahead and forward you a Zoom invite, and you can join the discussion. So that should be very interesting. Okay, Festival of Arts of Laguna Beach. We had mentioned this before, but it's been a while, so I thought I'd mention it again. You can enjoy the Festival of Arts Pageant of the Masters and the Fine Arts Show virtually. It's called the FOA TV, and they have a variety of different things on the website. So go to foapom.com, or you can follow @Festival Pageant on their social media pages, and that will bring you all sorts of different information. They'll be sharing lots of stuff there. All right, today is Brain Workout Tuesday. So at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., you can participate in virtual brain exercises. If you haven't been challenging your brain already, let Florence Sylvester Center help you in Age Well Services. Allison Lyric will help you out. And if you would like to participate, you can call 714-356-7383, or you could email her at allison@cognitivecaresolutions.com. And we all need a little brain workout, so that's a nice free thing for you to be able to do this afternoon. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather one last time. As we mentioned, it is very warm and it's going to be very hot these next couple of days. So there is a heat advisory and there's also a flex alert. So I'll go ahead and give you the heat numbers today. We're looking at 95-73, 92-72, 93-72, and a little bit cooler on Friday, 90-72, and then Saturday, 89-73. And as I mentioned, there is a flex alert over the next couple of days, so we could see rolling outages, power outages. But if you would like to know more information about that, you could always go to our website, which is Laguna Woods Village Alerts.com, and you would be able to click on news, and they'll have all the information that we discussed here on the flex alerts, as well as the military boom booms that you might be hearing nightly over the next few days. All right, don't forget, right after our broadcast this morning is the meeting, so you could go ahead and follow along with that meeting starting about 9:30. Have a great day in the village. We'll see you again tomorrow at 9, and you stay healthy. Bye-bye.
For the sweaty faces and the hidden smiles, the foggy glasses and the sore ears, the determined looks and the muffled laughs. A simple piece of fabric makes a big statement. I care. Let's all do our part to slow the spread. Wear a mask. Learn more at covid19.ca.gov.
At the Memorial Care Breast Center, Saddleback, you will always find a friendly face to guide you through your annual mammogram visit. Our staff, dedicated subspecialist breast radiologists, knowledge and innovative technology await your visit to our center. With the Laguna Woods shuttle service right at our sidewalk, this convenient location offers you quick access for your appointment. You can expect nothing but the best for all your breast health needs at Memorial Care Breast Center, Saddleback.
I'm Dr. Beto, Doctor of Physical Therapy, and I want to share with you a Medicare program that allows safe, in-home treatment. No more crowded clinics, no more waiting rooms. If you or your loved one are suffering from pain, poor balance, strength, or have had a recent fall, we can help. Call Care2 Health now to see if you qualify.
At Harvard Eye, we're so happy to be open again to see you for all of your medical and surgical eye care. We're taking great care to protect everyone from COVID-19 by seeing fewer patients, spacing out chairs in the lobby, sanitizing our office constantly, and doing much more. The world is changing a lot, but what hasn't changed is we're honored by your trust and confidence and committed to keeping you safe. We can't wait to see you again.